Chris, it's okay. It's just us. Who? Who's going to hear?
Me. You've now reached the point of no return.
Now, I expected some sort of payoff from Chapter 2's Weird Route, but this is a lot heavier than I imagined. Like, in Chapter 2, Noelle was able to cope by telling herself it was all just a dream, and before everything unfolds in Chapter 4, we learn that Chris further reassured her, reinforcing the idea that none of the events in Chapter 2 actually happened. But now, this isn't part of her dream anymore. This is real. There's no escape for her now. And with this screwed up scene comes some heavy implication for the future of Deltarune, and that's what I want to discuss in this video. With all that being said, my name is Icarus, and let us dive in to Chapter 4's Weird Route.
Analysis.
This chapter's Weird Route is unsettling, to say the least. After the church service, Noelle has a lot less dialogue than in the normal route, basically just saying that she needs to talk to Chris later on. She also states that she was distracted during her choir performance. And rather than Susie asking to go to Noelle's house and study, Noelle actually approaches us and invites us to her house, which is interesting because here we can see Noelle is a lot more direct in this route, which began developing in Chapter 2, and it doesn't seem like a big deal right now, but it is something I want to talk about later on in this video. Also, oh my god, Susie said weird route. I'm sorry, I had to. It would have been a crime if I didn't mention it at least once. Once inside her house and they begin the study session, Noelle gets a call as usual, but rather than Burnley calling, it's Noelle's mother, which, for obvious reasons, makes sense. Progressing further on right before Chris puts our soul in timeout, which I have to mention, why does Chris put us in the only present without a lid? Anyway, before Chris can do this, Noelle interrupts them and tells them that there's something she needs to talk to them about, just the two of them, and that she'll be waiting inside her room. Once you reach the vent in Noelle's room, you can overhear their conversation, where you can hear her say this.
Last night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, all I could see was snow. I was terrified, Chris. Terrified it was all real. I went out on the porch to breathe, and that's when I felt it. A hand on my wrist. I froze. And then I heard your voice. Chris's voice. You said, "Sorry for taking your watch, Noelle." You said it was all a stupid prank. You said, "Berkeley is going to get better." And you put the watch back on my wrist. You said, "Sorry for being weird at the hospital, Noelle." You said it was all a stupid prank. You said Berkeley was going to get better. Chris, your voice, your deadpan, mumbly voice. Even if you sounded kinda weak and shaky, I don't know why, but it felt so long since I heard it. I even started sniffling. Chris, you're back.
Noelle then asks to say something else, and once you proceed, that's when things start getting dark. She begins slowly inching closer towards Chris. And just before Noelle can finish what she is saying, Chris covers her mouth to prevent us from hearing. We are then given the chance to make our presence known. Noelle's still in denial, but you are showing her that all of this actually happened, that this is real, that you are real. The game gives you one last chance to back out. But if you don't, you're stuck here. No matter what you say or what you do, you are locked into this twisted reality.
It happened. Noelle will get stronger.
Noelle's trembling.
Equip.
The fear sets in.
Proceed.
Realization.
Proceed.
Trying to break through to Chris.
Proceed.
Unable to stop it.
Equip.
Bargaining.
Equip.
Acceptance. Chris, in an unbridled fit of rage, throws our soul in the trash and demolishes it, taking out all that pensive anger on us, the ones who started it all. Until Asgore stops them. And only then do they reluctantly put our soul back.
The consequences of your actions.
Unlike in Chapter 2, this is completely your fault, and the game makes sure you're aware of that. You push Noelle past the point of no return. That unsettling feeling Susie's developing is because of you. Chris hates you with all of their being and is only reluctantly keeping you around. And all of this, Chris's anger, Susie's unease, Noelle's decay, while subtle, is there throughout the rest of the chapter. After leaving Noelle's house, Susie shows concern for her. Pray for Noelle at the altar. Chris Enrage kicks it. Choose to think of Noelle instead of Susie. A tiny red dot flickers on screen. We hear Noelle's voice, a faint whisper.
Thank you.
Then the screen flashes red and Chris collapses. Say you'll never play the piano again? Chris will violently bite their hand. And at the very end, Susie is no longer standing outside of Chris's window. Instead, Carol calls and tells you that Noelle is excited to see you. And that red dot appears one last time. Your desire for more, our want for the complete experience, has caused irreparable damage to these characters. But we're okay with that, aren't we?
The future of Deltarune.
The idea of one ending is beginning to feel less and less likely. These are two wildly different paths, and it's hard to imagine a single conclusion tying them both together. Unless the ending remains the same, but the motivations leading there are completely different. So far, the game has aligned closely with the prophecy, and it's unlikely the ending will differ. The prophecy must be fulfilled, and with it, the banishment of the angels' heaven. But what if it's fulfilled through different means? Not by unity, but grief. Not by the fun gang, but by two puppets who broke free from our grasp. Imagine this. We push Noelle past her breaking point, forcing her into acts of unspeakable violence, and Chris is helpless to stop us, burdened by the weight of our actions. Susie starts to notice, but doesn't intervene. And then it happens. We push Noelle too far, making her do something irreversible. Not in a dream, but in the real world. Susie tries to step in, but in doing so, is caught in the crossfire and turns to dust. Noelle snaps back to reality, horrified, and Chris finally snaps. They rip out our soul and cast us aside, and there we stand, face to face with the broken souls we left behind. In an unwinnable battle against two grief-stricken souls, we are defeated, and without a vessel, cast out of their world. Our search for more left us with nothing. The true consequence to curiosity. But I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you make of the Weird Route, and what the future may hold for this incredible game? Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in due time.